All right, guys, whenever I go into a new niche, whenever I'm testing something out, I'm going to make a habit, and I've started doing this, of just sharing it with you guys and letting you know, hey, I'm checking out this niche. I'm checking out this city. I'm trying this new thing. And I'll also follow up and let you know how it's going because, and I want to say up front, what I'm doing right now in this niche I want to share today, it may be the next niche. It may be the next one that, like in 2023, I'm shouting it from the rooftops. It may be something that I test out and I'm like, it's okay, but I wouldn't recommend it, okay? So I had one of my students, he actually happens to be one of my neighbors and a good friend of mine. He was doing his backyard, and this is like about a month ago, okay? So he's doing his backyard, or he's kind of just finishing up his yard. He just put in some concrete and did his block wall and the whole deal. And I live in St. George, Utah. It's really hot. It kind of is like a Phoenix / Las Vegas kind of climate, right? And because of that, like everyone's looking for a pool, number one. But then the second thing is like, how do we get more shade? How do we find more shade? Because gosh dang it, it's hot. And so something that's gotten really, really popular in some of these markets like Phoenix, like Vegas, like St. George, I would imagine like Florida and some of these really hot climates is these, I'm all over the place with my phone. It's awnings, okay? Patio covers where on the back of your house, they come and they take, lumber or some other type of material and they extend your patio, right? And they make it so you have more shade, more seated, covered area. And so what's funny is I actually last summer when I was finishing my backyard and I put in my pool and I did my putting green and I did my turf and the whole thing, one of the things that I did is I called a guy that did patio covers, he did awnings, and he came out and he did a quote. And guess what? That sucker cost me $5,000. And I know he gave me a deal. And I know this was before the lumber prices went through the roof. And I paid $5,000. And I started looking at it. It took him a couple days. I know the margins are fat. I know it's a good business. And so I'm like, okay, the ticket size matches. It's like the $5,000 to $10,000 range, right? It's getting popular. It's getting more popular, not less. Fits all the things I talk about. So this friend of mine, who's also one of my students, he messaged me and he goes, hey, I'm just getting into this, so I'm not super confident, but this guy came over to my house and he gave me a quote on doing my awning and I'm going to do it. And he's like, I started talking to him about this business, but I'm not super confident. He's like, so what if I just send him your way and, we could work something out on the back end, whatever. But what do you think about that? And I was like, you know what? I actually was thinking about that last year when I did mine. So it's a great idea. So he sends me this guy's card. I called him up. He was paying for advertising. He was paying for Home Advisor. I called him. He was super skeptical. He's like, who is this guy? I'm like, look, dude, I know this sounds whatever. I live like a couple miles from you. Like, you can check with Don, my buddy. And anyway, long story short, I got his information and I did my process exactly. Even if I get referrals, guys, I follow my process, which is I build a one-page website, I send ads, I set up ads, I push traffic, I take the leads and I send them the leads, even with referrals. And the reason I do this is I wanted to make sure I could actually get leads before I sign this deal, right? I wanted to make sure that because I've never done this niche. And I want to tell you guys, we sent him 2 leads. I hopped on the Zoom call just like I always do. We sent the screencast, all of it, and we just signed a deal to do. It's only a 3-month deal, and the reason I did 3 months is because of the time of year. I don't want a 6-month contract where it's going to end in December, which is the worst time of the year for the contract to end. But I currently have a deal, a lead gen deal on a flat fee for the next 90 days for awnings and patio covers. And so, why am I telling you that? Because this could be one of those niches where you start hearing me talking about it all over the place. And I want to be the first person that brought it up here so that I'm not, Mr. Trendy jumping on the bandwagon. I am willing, and I said this when I tried out my last niche, which was excavating. I said, hey, this might work, this might fail. And I told this guy, I said, look, this is how it's worked with concrete and how it's worked with tree service and how it's worked with this and this and that. This is my first time doing this. So here's the risks. However, this is what could happen. And I literally told him, I said, hey, I want you to plan on 12 leads a month. 12, not 30, not 40, even though all these other clients I'm showing you are getting 30 or 40, I want you to plan on 12. And he said yes. So again, as I always say, I got him to say yes, logically, to a worst case scenario, which I know I can get him 12 leads. Hell, I can go stand on the street corner with a sign and get him 12 leads. He said yes to that. So for the next 90 days, I'm going to be checking out this niche. It's awnings and patio covers. I will come back with an update. Just wanted to share this niche because I don't think we even scratched the surface with Rank and Rent and some of the niches that we're going to make millions and millions of dollars in. So guys, maybe a niche to put on your notepad, maybe something to take a look at. Stay tuned. I will give you the update. I'm out.